boot camp. But however, we see something new. That is Team IND this time not going towards the western side of the map. And this time we get to see a new drop location coming in from Team IND. And we have had always seen them struggle with Team Orange Rock, Team Powerhouse, Team Dead Eyes in the fray. They were always getting stuck over there. So this is a good change, and I really love it. And Soul have a breather for themselves because this time INES is not there to compete beside them. But look at this. Team Extreme is the one who are dropping nearby at Lakawi. But TSM Entity? Okay, that's a shocker because time and again we have seen them changing Nan. Now they are at Camp Charlie XP.
Well, I mean, they can experiment a little bit here and there. I'm sure that is
Okay.
something we're going to see from the teams coming up. And that was actually, I meant experiment, all right? All right. I'm not
Yeah.
going to be a sellout over here, fixes. But anyway, what's up? They can experiment every now and then. Anyway, coming back to the game. Team Extreme, they've had a good outing so far. I mean, not too bad for these boys, but they are going to want to capitalize on a few more kills and getting those placement points, and they might just actually climb up on the table. We are going to have to wait and see because their compatriots, the boys from Elementrix, are currently on a high. Wonderful outing by them in game 1 and 2. And again, they've got to make sure that they don't get. I know it's pretty easy to say, "Oh, don't get cut off in your rotation." That is bound to happen. It's inevitable, especially on a map like Sanhok. But talking about IND and the fact that they kind of did something different, I guess you are right to an extent that they probably got tired of getting gate kept by Orange Rock all the time because any single time they wanted to move into the zone, I've seen probably they even. Should I say 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 times Orange Rock have actually got the better of them before they've had a chance to leave that little island. So a little bit of shuffle up from their end is something that is going to be quite promising. Of course, these boys need to play for that World League slot. Orange Rock doesn't. So that is going to be a little bit of a mentality shift, so to speak. And talking about a mentality shift, they are going to be facing up against the team we were just talking about, Team Extreme. So I think we might have some early action here on Sanhok.
Ooh, things are going to get pretty heated up really soon because Team IND and Team Extreme are going head to head. Something that both of them did not anticipate. But look at that, Mr. Spray clobbering down all the bullets on Nova King as he knocks him down and instantly will rotate around. And Team Tamilas look really promising with this attack of their own. And Powerhouse, they are struggling today. They haven't been able to pull off quite a few strings, and they really need to amp up their game like we've always expected them to be, because this entire league has been so much about Dark clinging on to that rock, performing, and we have kind of ignored the fact that there are other members in the squad as well.
No.
But like I said, Dark again performing, does knock out Mr. Spray. Mr. Spray is in the open, will be offered towards the members of Team Powerhouse right now.
I don't get that move from Mr. Spray. What was he thinking? That his teammates are not going to be around? This isn't a classic where the guy is jumping in solo. He is definitely going to have his teammates around, and that was a little bit of a mishap on his part, that he got a bit too over-eager and he paid the ultimate price, and he just basically ran to his death. Because even when Dark caught him off guard, I mean, he didn't have his weapons out. He thought this compound is going to be up for grab, because what was interesting is we all know that PH is going to go towards Hatin. This time around they kind of dropped off over there, but quickly made sure they came on the main island right off the bat, and then looted all these compounds where we see them right now. So that is something that was not, of course, expected. And meanwhile, I do believe we have another bit of a fight going on between Team Extreme and the boys from IND. They are opening up. Kratos gets a knock on Kazi, while Trance got knocked out a little bit earlier. They are going to make sure that they get the people up. They get the boys up and running, and Kratos, oh my goodness, almost getting wiped out. I do believe he slid under those bullets like people sliding to DMs in the nick of time, and that is what actually saved his life. But Trance is in a bit of a pickle, but it shouldn't be for too long, because Kazi has been put out of his misery by Slayer, and I think a revive should be pretty central and should be something that should be coming up on our screens any second now.
Kratos has a decision to make because he does not know where the other members of Team Extreme are positioned at. Utsarga does manage to spot out Slayer and snacks in the process and is waiting patiently. Swag in the meanwhile does take down Zebra. I'm going for a -50 right now. We did talk about, we always do talk about Darke Aage Jeet hai, right? But ladies and gentlemen, that was Darke Aage Maut hai for you because I don't know what Mr. Spray was thinking over there. He just went overboard. He did not have anything, any guns holstered, and just went right on in. And there was Dark, punished him. But yes, getting back to this particular fight at the moment, Team
Uh-oh.
Extreme are in a bad position. But on the other hand side, we see a lot of to and fro exchanges going around.
I think Fnatic is kind of unloading on Mega Stars, who did get an initial knock on a member of Powerhouse. So that is a fight that we are missing. But we are going to stay tuned with the action right now because, Team Extreme, they have a decision to make. They are down one member. Do they take the fight with IND? They kind of have them surrounded on all sides, but the way that IND is actually split in twos across the road is something that is thwarting that inevitable attack on them because they have no idea on how many people are in which house. So that is something they are going to play to right now. A little bit of a reshuffle over here, making sure that their teammates come on their side and are covered by their line of fire because lo and behold, up top on the hill, we have more enemies coming in. Meanwhile, Ronak over here is going to get that finish on Swag, I do believe. And is that the end of their game? I think Megastars might just be down to two members. Of course, Wexy is going to be flying high, and with him, as usual, we've seen in most of these cases, is going to be Encore. So Megastars down to a two-man squad. Is that going to be detrimental for their efforts of getting that World Stage League qualification? We are going to find out. Meanwhile, we focus our attention back to the fight between Team Extreme and Team IND. And I do apologize if my voice kind of cuts off in between. I am on medication. I'm trying my best fixes. If I do break off, please help a brother out. And
Don't worry,
take over.
I got you.
That's what I like about you. All right, just take over for me for the next 1 minute then.
Absolutely. One thing I'm really skeptical about right now is XP. They are overextending the fight. But on our screens, we see another fight emerging between TSM Entity and Synergy as Z-God takes down Siri. That was one quick knock, and Z-God will try to find out the second one as he goes in for Austin. But no, he does not succeed. Right now, Utsar Arga, on the other hand, takes a few knocks elsewhere, but Z-God with that second knock, and Ted is running for his life. He knows that he does not want to engage with the Entity right now, but Jonathan does not leave away one of their members, that is Siri. He finishes him off, but Ted, oh my god, all the members of TSM Entity are pouncing, are hunting for him like hungry wolves, and Ted, somehow this teddy bear is going to get caught, and I'm really scared about
I
him.
mean,
Okay, XP,
I don't know
what
if
do
you're
you
going to
think?
get any. I don't know if you're going to get any wolves over here, but definitely, it's like what came to my mind for some reason was like pack of howler monkeys, right? The way they are just letting that location know that all right, we got to go for the kill, and they are just ramming behind him with all their might, and somehow against all odds, he finds himself. Safe and sound, but people who are not safe and sound are Team IND, who apparently have lost two members, and Snacks and Slayer are going to be the last members remaining. But Utsarga goes down to that grenade by Slayer. This might actually give them a little bit of a chance to come on out of that building and actually capitalize and assault from all of this because they are going to be at one end, but one grenade can actually be devastating. Snacks over here unloads on Niku, finds him, gets the knock, and is going to be low on HP. So a lot of work on Demon's shoulders. I think Demon's position has been found out, and Slayer is going to make sure that he cuts him off while him and his teammate recuperate. Utsarga just makes it in cover in the nick of time, and I think we might get a little bit of a revive unless Slayer and his teammate Snacks push up on them, because if they do, this is going to be devastating, which is exactly what's happening. Demon's got to make a decision. Does he hold the fort right now, or does he go for the revive? And unfortunately, that decision doesn't have to be made because they are out of this game, and IND against, they had everything running for them. How they lost two members is something that we're going to come back to later, but they do have the squad wipe for now. And they are a two-man squad, still ready for some fights. But they've got to be careful because right above them, we have the boys from Celts looking to stop them in their tracks.
Trouble in Sanhok for Team IND because the collateral damage has already been dished out. They've already lost out on 2 members and they are at a
Oh,
pretty bad
oh.
loot. Rocks, meanwhile, finding out snacks and will finish him off. And this is the moment where Cells are going all in because they know that only 1 member of Team IND stands, that is Slayer. But I'm really
Well, I
scared
mean,
about
they know.
IND, huh?
I don't know if
Scared.
they know that only one person is surviving, though. I mean, if they kept an eye on the kill feed, then they definitely
They
know that it's
definitely
one.
know. They
I mean, they
definitely know.
definitely. All right, fixing that said, they definitely know it's a one man. So we should expect all 4 of them to be coming in. And well, lo and behold, all 4 of them are coming in, and they are trying to make sure they find the enemy
Okay.
and just. It's like. I mean, what's more synonymous with Sanhok? I mean, I don't want to call them parasites, but they are like bugs right now, creeping in that house, trying to get every single corner occupied so that they can cover all their angles. And Slayer is not one to back off. He gets a knock on MJ and he goes for the finish. He's got to be careful because we do have grenades coming in, and this is where he is going to literally be blown to bits if he's not quick enough because he does have only 6 bandages to his name. Oh, that was a good little
Ooh.
jiggle, and he got a shot off on the member, but I do believe Rox is going to come in and blow Slayer to the oblivion. And with that, Team IND, although they had a good run, 4 kills to their name, they are going to bow out from this game. Not the start that we wanted for them or they wanted for themselves, but it is what it is, and they are going to have to be content with whatever they've got right now. 4 points, make that 1 point for their placement. So I think they might go off on 5 points. They've got to do a lot better. They've got to come back. But another team that we have a lot of high hopes from still, Fnatic find themselves surrounded. Well, not really, because UME is in one building. But again, they fixes the way Fnatic kind of
Yeah.
spans out a lot. I mean, it's nice. It's like a boon and a bane, right? Because it's got a lot of pros, but then it has a lot of
Yeah.
cons, and especially with the shaky communication that we've been seeing from them off late, I think it's not in their best interest.
Absolutely, you are 100% right. Because even if you are off from each other, you need to make sure that you have that perfect covering angles, right? And look at where Frankie was, and look at where Ronak and Oves were placed. If someone gets knocked, they cannot provide that very crucial cover fire, and that is not in the best interest for Team Fnatic. And that is where that lack of communication, the lack of synergy between these players are easily spotted out, and that is where all these teams are benefiting from them. But Kale meanwhile takes a dig at Sangwan as he will knock him and finish him off. But Team Godlike, they are looking really strong. VHG Crawlers, a team that we haven't had the chance to talk about much. They did put up a few good shows in the league stages, but this is the finals. You cannot slack off during the first few games, and that is what they have done so far. Right now, Sanhok has to be a game where they need that top 3 finish, or they are looking to be in deep, deep waters.
Godlike, we know that these boys love being up on that mountain and they can do a lot of damage. But when you're getting pushed from TSM at one end and Mega on the other, you've got to be careful because they are now going to find themselves amidst a little bit of a power struggle for this King of the Hill position. TSM at one end trying to lay down the hurt. And I do believe Mega Stars are at the other, who are just out of the picture right now. But
Mhm.
they should be coming up shortly. They are going to be wrecking some havoc of their own because VSG, they were in a bit of a fight with Soul, but Soul kind of backed off as soon as Godlike Gil opened up on them. So that is a smart move from them that they'll rotate a bit and live to fight another day. Meanwhile, TSM is actually going to pull out towards the center of the map as well. It looks like they are on a little bit of a southwestern projection, getting away from Godlike because they do know that these boys are very handy when it comes to their hilltop gameplay. But they've got to be careful because although there's not a lot of opposition, and have a look at the rotation that Soul has done. They backed off from that fight altogether, are going to go down by this quarry and then try and enter the zone towards the southern front. It is a good call because they're not going to have a lot of opposition in front of them in any shape, size, or form. But again, they might leave it too late and somebody might see them kind of sneak in. So that can be a little bit detrimental for them. We'll come to that in a second while we join Iconic, who is being picked up by his friend and teammate Nova King. And these boys are facing off against the Tamalas.
Yes, right now Team Tamilas are looking for a revenge because Powerhouse did take out one of their teammates and did knock out Maxi as well, but he has been raised up by his teammates. But Team Tamilas carry, I love his position where he is at right now. He has a higher ground, he has a lot of information reeling on towards his teammates, but Zebra is way too off. Meanwhile, Maxi does use all those boosters that he has because you need to expend everything right now. But Carrie, he has had a lot of trouble to spot out the members of Team Powerhouse as he slowly lobs a grenade onto its members of Team Powerhouse. Striker does want to heal up, but this time Team Powerhouse are looking like a whole unit. They are pushing in from one angle, which I absolutely love because Maxi and
Mm,
Striker, they are not ready for this push to come in because Carrie, he is all alone. He has to get fended off against this whole
well,
team right now. Carrie does try, and there is one knock for coming in from Team Tamilas as they take down Iconic in the process, but Carrie still dishing out a
that
lot of
was
bullets
Carrie's
and
grenade, by the way.
yeah, yeah.
That was
Oh,
Carrie's grenade that knocked out Iconic. So that was perfectly timed. And I am not going to agree with you that that push is not what PH should be doing. They have a lot of different angles, but they are just going for one. And now they're going to find themselves cornered in because another nade comes in. Striker is already down. Mr. Spray, of course, got eliminated early on, but Maxi shoots in the direction of PH. And is he going to get the revive over here? Dark backs off. Dark aims. Dark shoots. He does not connect. Carry OP gets that knock on Dark. So PH is going to be down to two members right now in the form of Iconic and Nova King, and they are both going to come and gun together. Double teamwork right now, getting the job done, and that is going to be a quick finish on Maxi himself. So Gary OP, he has picked up his teammate Striker, I do believe, so that is going to be an advantage. Zebra is still going to be crawling over there. He is put out of his misery by Carry, so Dark and Iconic and Nova King, in fact, as well, are still going to be in contention. Dark, of course, is knocked out. He is out of play for the moment. It is going to be a 2v2 situation. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Mortal gets a knock on Z-God. We are going to join that fight in a second. Carry going on that right flank. For his point of view, I think he is going to locate Dark, and he might go for the finish. Nova King is going to be frantically making sure that he keeps his crosses on towards his left flank, which I think might have been breached because Carry does get a spot and a finish on Dark, but this is where Striker can actually go from the left of his flank from his perspective and do some damage because Iconic might just be in a little bit of a position to get knocked out and spotted. If that is going to happen, this is going to be a brilliant strike by Striker and the boys, and if it doesn't, well, I think they might just leave it off a bit too late.
Striker, he is still got some fight up his sleeves right now. Powerhouse, they are in a bad of position because
That's a long nade.
oh, that was a long nade. Yeah, actually, but Striker does try to put up a fight right now because one point we did see Striker having that. I think it was Carry that had that high ground, and other players were inside that compound. But right now they're out in the open. But what I like about Team Tamilas is the way that they are executing those rotations right now. Because Powerhouse, they are kind of limited to a certain place and they're not moving around much. But right now on our screens we have Team TSM Entity engaging against Team Soul, and they are creeping in.
Oh,
VH calls Roach. That can
last
be
guy
a
standing.
crude grenade, and we'll have to see how that turns out.
Last guy standing right now, VSG Crawlers going up against Celts. They did manage to get 3 knocks, finished one of them. Roach is the last man standing. I had not seen Respite coming in for Avi. And just as I say that, MJ, make sure he finishes the job. Frankie elsewhere is gunning down Godlike's existence, and Shadow gets a knock and finish on Ted. But if we concentrate over here right now, Celts are moving in. They have one man to contend for the time being because Mega Stars are going to be in play towards the right of your screens as well. And in fact, Onko is going to light up MJ. He catches him off guard, knocks him down with that QBZ. Atanki is going to have his work cut out while Surya is exploding on the enemies. And with that grenade, Schreider gets eliminated. And with that, Synergy are going to be bowing out from this game. Again, they have done most of the heavy lifting, so they can actually take it easy right now. I'm sure we'll see a lot more from Synergy, so don't be disheartened yet. But Roach is in a peculiar situation because he is now caught between Cells and Mega, but they are all going to power in on him. Man, wait a second, they did not go in his building. He is still standing. Fixes. Roach is still standing. If he has a few first aids, he can actually capitalize on this. He does. He gets that finish on Ultron. The knock came from Mega Onko, but he is going to be stealing those points boys. And if he runs along behind them now, it can be devastating for themselves. I wonder if they know that they literally have a snake in their back.
I mean, now that they've heard the sound and they got the kill, but Viper, on the other hand, he is on a prowl right now. But I think he does have that Uzi, which is amazing in this particular range. Rock's moving out and will try to spot out members of Team Megastars as he instantly prones down. But Regultos, he is trying to gun down players of TSM entity. But there you go.
Well, Seoul getting eliminated from this game in the 13th position, not what they wanted. We'll come back to the whole Seoul kerfuffle soon enough because, of course, when you're going up against TSM, you've got to get your big guns out. And, well, if you don't have them, that's what happens. You lose. But coming back to the fight, Roach is still in there. He is going to go for one last hurrah. I think he might have an enemy spotted. And, oh my goodness, MJ reacts on record time. VSG Crawlers following suit. They get eliminated in 12th position. The Celts coming right behind them in 11th, but 6 kills to their name. So that is not a bad outing for them in any which way that you look at it. But Powerhouse's Nova King lighting up. Finally, a little bit of a fight breaking out over there. Team Tamlas losing one member. I wonder who is going to come out on top because I do believe Carry OP just booked it. He was like, you know what, the zone's coming in. I've got to get to the new zone. And does he make it in the zone? I think he does. Very low on HP, and he's out of the thing. Is that a camera pan, or is he still there? I think he still might be there. I think Team Tabalas are still in contention, and just tap the mini-map on top, you can actually have a look at his name. So he is out in the blue, but he is in a world of trouble. Whether he makes it, I think we'll find out in the next few seconds, Fixes.
Absolutely. But talking about the current zone that we have, it's tended towards the bootcamp area. But 420 OP, he is playing phenomenally well today. And I'm impressed by the way he has made that comeback, taking down Clutch God, instantly finishing him off. Meanwhile, Godlike, this time playing around the warehouses. This Fnatic, this is a game that they cannot let go. This is the area where they thrive the most. But Orange Rock, look at them again having control over the circle, again being in the center of it all, and still having all that cover. So what do you want to say, XP?
Now, I mean, the fact is that, they capitalized on the situation very well. Marcus Gaming being eliminated in the 8th position with 2 kills, and Godlike losing Smokey. The play zone is going to claim Onko, and with that, the entire Megastars team as well. So they get outed in the 7th spot, down to the final 6 teams. Now, Fnatic are going to be heading in the Orange Rock's direction because it's not about zone prediction. It's about them using the zone and realizing that, okay, something's empty. Fnatic could have actually had a little bit more control, but they decided to stay in the red building. And when the zone currently shifts out, well, Orange Rock said that, you know what, we have 2 options. Either we keep peeking and keep fighting Fnatic, which is going to be pretty pointless, or we go to the new zone and block them in and gun them down as and when they come. Because now it's going to be a trifecta over here between Fnatic, Orange Rock, and Godlike. So they've got to have those fights going on. And forget that Elementrix is coming in the fray as well, getting a knock of their own. So again, this is going to be hotly contested property over here. The real estate is definitely going through the roof as far as bootcamp goes, but 420 OP gets a knock on top, and he is going to make sure that he finishes it, getting that point for his team. And if you have a look, 4 kills to his name. This man is leading the kill table with some style now, and he is getting quite a lead. Meanwhile, Ash over here, they are going to get that knock on TSM. TSM eliminated in the 5th position, 5 points to their names. But Orange Rock, like you said it, they are in the best position right now. But can they capitalize on that? Gil getting devastated by that grenade, and that Molotov coming in is going to do a lot of damage as well.
Absolutely. Eggsy has also been taken down now. Hastar is the last member surviving, and he will be waiting out. And I do not know if Oves actually spotted that, because there was a sliver of a bag that was being spotted from Hastar's side. And right now, 4 teams remaining. Orange Rock still having the best position. Ash trying to take this fight head on as he enters into the Orange Rock building right now. But he has a few grenades upon him, and he did survive the onslaught slot over there. Viru having the most deadly weapon over here, MK14, and he can get absolutely brutal in a matter of seconds. But right now, things are very, very intense. Hasta does not want to move. He knows that he's in a very, very cheeky spot and will try to take that top 3 finish. But Hasta does knock down Oves, but will get instantly eliminated by Ronak over there. And again, Ronak delivering for his team when the time was needed. But Pansing being still surviving, and 4 players for team Mumba still in the fray. You cannot rule this team out, and they're playing out of their minds today.
You know, I mean, we are down to the last 3 teams, ladies and gentlemen. Orange Rock versus Fnatic, and lo and behold, we have Mumba Esports in contention as well. And Fnatic in a good spot right now. As to the last guy in the building, that is actually going to be in the line of fire right now. But Orange Rock is going to be wowing. Is going to be having a little bit of a power struggle to keep hold of this property with Mumba Esports. Again, all 4 members alive. That is something that they definitely need to capitalize on. But they are going to have to go up against Fnatic, and always gets knocked out courtesy of Destro. Ronak trying to gun the enemy down, but he gets taken down by 420. And Destro and 420 are going to finish and seal the deal on Ronak as well. So that means Fnatic is out. Bhishma, all of them. Mumba a piece, getting a final piece from Fnatic and make sure they eliminate them. So we are now down to the last 2 teams. A 4v4 situation. Any squad can take it at this point. It is, of course, going to be between fan favorites Orange Rock, the current leaders of our table, the ones who have already cemented a position in the World Leagues, up against the very hungry Mumba Esports. And it looks like Mumba Esports are already down 1 man. Bouncing has been coming down. Orange Rock's Marvi, like the angel of death from above, jumping and gunning. And what did we just see? Again, they might not be the flashiest, but boy, oh boy, does it count. Did you just have a look at what happened? I mean, I'm still going to read in that was, I mean, is
Mumba finally putting up a show and making sure that they won that slot for the World League. Godlike still third. Megastar 23 kills is ludicrous indeed. They're basically pulling off a synergy. It's like a synergy using Mumba's phones. I don't know. Are they playing in their accounts? I don't know, but it looks like it. Megastar's in 4th, Elementrix in 5th, and of course we have Marcus Gaming in the 6th position, closely followed by Entity and Fnatic. Now Fnatic a little behind, trailing by 9 points, but that can easily dissipate that gap within a span of just 1 game. Now the interesting thing is Mumba, Megastars, and Elementrix are the top runners, at least now, with 3 games played. Bear in mind, we still have a lot of games remaining, a lot of days of action still to be done with before we can decide which top 3 teams will move on to the world stage. IND, Soul, Cells, VSG, Crawlers, Team Tumblr, Synergy,